Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm swapping my 5th gen for a 4th gen. Just kidding, guys. Today, we finally have some Ram content on the channel. This is actually Josh's 4th gen from Dirty Diesels because I'm heading over to Dirty Diesels. I dropped off Beast 3.0 last night, so it'll be nice and cool this morning when we install our S&S Diesel CP3 conversion kit. Boy, it's cold out there. S&S Diesel offers CP3 conversion kits. They also offer something that a lot of other people don't really do out there, is a no tune option. Basically, it's a drop-in kit, doesn't require any special tuning, it's emissions compliant, comes with everything you need for the installation. Why would you want to replace your CP4? Well, unfortunately, the fuel here in the United States is pretty crappy, dirty, disgusting. You can add all the filtration that you want in the world, but it's probably gonna fail over time because they're prone for premature wear, mostly because of that. I mean, I took the steps to try to prevent that as long as I could, but I figured rather safe than sorry. Let's go ahead and swap that thing out. This is a good option for you guys with your 2019 and 2020 Rams. I believe in 2021 they actually stopped putting the CP4s into the 2021 Rams because they're that problematic. When they fail, they end up shoving or distributing metal debris all through your fuel system. What does that mean? That means a lot of money in repairs and a lot of downtime in your truck. So if it's something you want to risk, I mean, great. If your truck's got a warranty, that's fine. But here's the thing. Your truck's going to go to a dealership and it could potentially sit there for weeks on end waiting for parts. It happens. I've seen the stories out there. So just stuff to consider if you have a CP4 and you own a 2019 or 2020 Ram. I would strongly suggest, and we're going to talk about the kit when we install it, and Josh and I will give our opinions on it, but I'm looking forward to it. I've been waiting for this day for a while. I know you guys have been waiting for Ram content and diesel content again. It's not going away, guys. I told you, it's just waiting on parts. The next step after this, well, I'll get into that at the end of the video when it comes to Beast 3.0. But the Jeep content's not going away either, because we're hammering out all these mods with the Jeep to get it ready for the summer, for our summer wheeling trips that we got planned. So probably not going to be doing as many installs with the Jeep over the summer, probably transition to the Ram, then wheeling videos with the Jeep. So it's going to be a good time. Let's head out to Dirty Diesels. We're out at Dirty Diesels. Josh, thanks for letting me use your truck. Sorry for spewing diesel fuel over the side of it. But you got a full tank now.
You could have had Chase detail it.
I know, right? So we're just doing a really quick unboxing here, guys. There's the CP3. And there's the kit. Everything comes with the kit. You got your fuel lines, that's for your ECU, relocation bracket. All S&S Diesel fuel components come tested, and there's the actual report printout from that. Detailed instructions. Josh did have to buy a special tool today.
I probably don't even need them,
but it's an excuse to buy a new snap-on tool.
I like buying tools.
You can buy this kit without the actual CP3 itself. If you already have a CP3, you can purchase this kit from S&S Diesel. It comes with OE style quick connect fittings for the braided and braided fuel line. I don't know. Oh yeah, it is braided. Check that out.
S&S is the good stuff.
The engine shroud, remove the upper radiator hose bracket, remove the EGR crossover tube, and the intake horns out. Now Josh is just moving on to the fuel lines.
I definitely needed that tool.
It's a good thing we opened the box first. Looked at it. Seriously. CP4 has two high pressure fuel lines that go into it. Actually, with this kit, you have to cap one of them off. S&S Diesel supplies you the cap to do that, and that's what Josh is installing right now.
It's cool, actually, so they give you a little rubber nipple to put over the open fuel line while you're working on it, which is really nice. Like, I like to do that with fuel lines, like cap them when you're...
I mean, we should show them the instructions. The instructions are awesome.
Yeah, it's, I mean, most companies in this industry don't send.
I mean, look at this, guys. These instructions are extremely detailed, step by step, and they also give you part numbers, factory part numbers.
Yeah, for gaskets and
For
whatnot.
gaskets. Yeah, where's it, in the front?
Yes, it's somewhere in the front.
Oh yeah, there you go. It gives you the factory part numbers for the gaskets and stuff in case you need to replace them during your installation. Ours are they're decent. You know,
Yeah, and we probably have them here anyway. If we need them.
But after the fuel lines, then we're gonna move on. He's gonna pull the CP4 out, and then we're gonna install the ECU relocation bracket.
You can't see it. Like, I can't even see it.
Well, the cap has been, it's already at 40 foot.
All right.
The next is remove the low pressure fuel supply line from the CP4 and filter. Removing this fuel line from the bottom of the fuel ball was a little easier with Andy underneath, releasing the quick release and me up top pulling it out.
It's way easier for guys to pull it. There, click. Nice. All right, so we took our two fuel lines, or three fuel lines off the CP3, the two high pressure lines, the low pressure supply, and the return line. The high pressure lines go back, one goes to the back of the rail, which we then capped, which you may be able to see back there. There's the cap, yep. The other one, we put a little rubber boot on for now just to keep any dirt out of the rail. Then we got our supply line, our new supply line onto the bottom of the fuel bowl after we popped the old one off. And we've got our old return line off, which just goes up to the return on the fuel bowl housing. Now we're gonna start messing with some ECU wiring and get this CP4 out of here.
CP4 is out, ECU is out, and now Josh is just preparing the new ECU relocation bracket from S&S Diesel. So
We're just gonna pull these little rubber isolators out. There's two shorts and two longs.
with the ECU prepped, it's time to reinstall the ECU. And in doing so, you got to remove the black connector cover to the camshaft position sensor to give yourself a little bit more clearance down there.
It's now on the floor.
Then you're going to install the CP3 flange adapter, which is this guy.
The ECU bracket.
It's this guy right here. And then you're going to install your CP3. And we're moving along. Moving along, Josh.
No, we put the ECU mount in first.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh.
Yeah. We're doing that first. Then you do the, well, what you just did. The cover to the camshaft position sensor. Then your flange. And then this.
Still ain't getting on there with the camera.
What?
I'm trying to get the camera at a better angle. It's
Yeah, you're not.
You're not.
I can barely see what I'm doing.
CP3 is in. Everything has been Loctited and torqued. Is that lunch?
Yep.
Hey Josh, you just want to tell them what's next?
Yep. Okay, so we got the CP3 in. Well, obviously the adapter bracket on first, CP3 in, ECU relocation on. Next, I just got to plug in the front ECU connector, bolt that harness retainer down, just reconnect some fuel lines here, and toss the intake elbow on, an EGR crossover type, and we should be good to roll.
All right, guys, install's complete. Josh is going to talk about how it went.
All right, guys, so we've got the new, that's too bright. We got the new S&S CP3 in there. Got rid of the trash CP4. This was, the S&S stuff is really, really nice. Their kit installed really nicely. They sent a really nice fuel line, which you probably, you can't see it. But anyway, the kit went in really nice, just like factory. Only took a couple of hours. These things are great. Probably one of the better mods you can do to a 2019 or 2020 5th gen Ram before your CP4 grenades and cost you
lots of money,
a ton of money. So if you want to swap yours out, we're ready. We'll get you hooked up. So, and what I really like about this kit too is that it's all, it just drops in and plugs in like factory. All emissions compliant, bone stock truck, EGR intact obviously, and everything works perfect. So you can't beat that.
Whew, what a day. So I left Josh's, hightailed it to the JP shop, and then did an install there. Well, the guys at the shop did most of it. Bead locks, we did 9 of them. No, 10 of them. I don't know. It was like 10 wheels. I did a couple, then we did Jesse's Jeep, we did my Jeep, so stay tuned for that video. But enough about me complaining about how long my day was. There she is, boys. And girls, because I'm sure there's girls that are watching. Now we got that protection where we don't have to worry about our CP4 exploding and destroying our fuel system. Now, S&S does offer off-road racing options. You can get this in a Super Sport. You can get this in a 10 mil, a 12 mil, and a 14 mil. All those require special custom tuning, which leads me to my next thing. I'm gonna have information on the RPM Act in the video description below. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you sign up, stay updated on that, because potentially the future of motorsports could be gone. Like, it's important that we need to put a stop to it, because this is my passion, and all of my viewers that you're watching, I'm sure this is your passion. So don't be silent, stand up and do something about it. Please just check it out. Just take a moment, check it out. But beyond happy with this kit right here, guys. S&S did an outstanding job with the instructions. The hardest part of the installation was honestly relocating the ECU, just because it's so tight. He had to go underneath the truck at one point to put a couple bolts in and then come back up to the top. Hardest part of the whole installation. If we just bloused through it, we didn't video, weren't answering phone calls or talking to customers, probably could have got it done in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So very easy installation you could do on a weekend at home. But if you don't want to do it yourself, you want an expert to do it, you can order it through Josh and he'll install it for you, or you could order it straight from S&S. But whatever you do, if you do end up going this route with S&S and doing a CP3 conversion kit, make sure you let them know that you saw this video and I'm the one that told you to go, because it helps. It helps. Because we're going to be doing more things that have to go right around in there and over there. Told you this build's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be so much of appearance in this truck. We're going to start with the engine first, and then we're going to go to the transmission. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. Hope I gave you some good information, some good insight on this. Please check out the RPM Act in the video description below. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you stopped by for the first time, make sure you smash, tap, do something to that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on all those notifications, ding, ding. Make sure you check out allbeastprojects.com. That's me, that's my merch. I got important information on there, as well as my partners with some discount information. Check them out. S&S Diesel's on there. Make sure you check out beastsynthetics.com. I'm an AMSOIL dealer. When you order your AMSOIL from me, it helps support the channel at the same time. As always, thank you guys. I'll see you on the next upload.